Once upon a time, in a small village nestled deep within the shadows of a dense, ancient forest, there was a tale whispered amongst the townsfolk. A dreaded presence lurked in the depths of their dreams, a succubus. They called her a demon of lust and debauchery. With every passing night, the village's young men found solace in their slumber, unaware of the dark secret that awaited them, wrapped in the veils of darkness. The succubus would visit, her slender figure seducing their minds and bodies. Long ebony tresses cascaded down her bare shoulders, framing a youthful face adorned with alluring eyes that reflected an insidious hunger. But beneath her tempting facade, her clawed feet left marks upon the souls she devoured, forever marring their innocence. The villagers lived in constant torment, their nights twisted by the illusions woven by the succubus. Sensual dreams tormented their minds, eluding their grasp upon awakening. Whispers echoed through the village streets, the men growing paler with each passing night. Their once joyous spirits withered beneath the weight of the succubus's curse. There was Aldrich, a once famous musician who lost himself to the succubus's clutches. In his dreams, he performed alongside ethereal sirens, their melodious voices enchanting him as he danced on the precipice of ecstasy. Such bliss seemed endless, until one fateful morning Aldrich awoke, his fingers bloodied, having torn his own ears from his head, forever silencing the music that had once brought him joy. And then there was young Jacob, an aspiring artist, his mind filled with visions of unattainable beauty every night. The succubus granted him marvelous talents, allowing his brush to caress the canvas like an extension of his very soul. But as the nights blended into days, a creeping madness consumed Jacob, until he could no longer distinguish his art from reality. The villagers discovered him, covered in his own paint, his once vibrant spirit a mere husk as he scratched at his eyes, desperate to escape the twisted illusions that tormented him. As despair clung to the village like a shroud, whispers of a mysterious figure spread through the town. A wise old sage came forth, carrying secret knowledge passed down through generations about the ways of demons. Determined to free their loved ones from the clutches of the succubus, the villagers rallied behind the sage's wisdom. One by one, the village's bravest souls ventured into the forest, armed with holy symbols and ancient prayers. They trudged through the tangled undergrowth, the canopy of trees blocking out even the moon's glow. Heartbeats pulsed with trepidation as they drew nearer to the succubus's domain, feeling the weight of her presence in their every step. Finally, they reached a dilapidated, long-forgotten temple, its pillars crumbling under the burden of the darkness they harbored. As the villagers entered the cursed chamber, the air grew thick with anticipation. Undeterred, they closed their eyes and fervently recited the sacred words, banishing the succubus from their dreams forever. As the incantations echoed through the chamber, the succubus appeared, her beauty twisted by the malevolence that seeped from her every pore. The villagers stood firm, undeterred by her seductive allure. With a collective effort, they channeled their will, their intent focused on imprisoning the demon in an eternal slumber. Dark energy crackled in there as the succubus fought against her fate, her webbed wings thrashing, and her talon-like claws scraping against the cold stone floor. But the villagers persisted, unleashing the full force of their collective strength, their desires for freedom from her grip fueling their resolve in a final surge of power. The chamber trembled, the walls shimmering in a pulsating glow. The succubus let out a deafening screech, her form dissipating into ethereal mist. She was trapped, ensnared within the walls of the chamber she had once seen as her domain. The villagers, weary but triumphant, sealed the chamber with ancient runes, ensuring ensuring the demon's confinement for generations to come. They vowed to stand vigilant, to protect their village and its young men from the succubus's dark allure. Over time, the sealed chamber became a focal point of protection and reverence within the village. Generations passed, and the tale of the succubus transformed into a cautionary tale, a reminder of the dangers that lay hidden in the darkest corners of desire. And so, the village thrived, its people forever altered by their encounter with the succubus. The young men grew wise, their hearts sheltered from the temptations that once plagued their dreams. The village became a bastion of strength, a testament to the power of unity and the resilience of the human spirit. Yet, deep within the sealed chamber, the succubus's presence lingered, a dormant force awaiting an opportune moment to awaken once more. The villagers remained cautious, knowing that despite their victory, the demon's power remained formidable, ready to resurrect its reign of lust and debauchery. So, they lived on, ever watchful, knowing that eternal vigilance was the price to be paid to keep the succubus at bay, forever locked within its hibernation. Beneath the echoes of forgotten incantations and the watchful eyes of generations to come, in the twilight of the future, when age had dulled the village's collective memory, a grave darkness began to stir within the ancient, sealed chamber. The succubus, bound for years in her slumber, felt the tremors of her forgotten power coursing through her veins once more. As her ethereal form coalesced, the succubus unleashed her vengeance upon the unsuspecting village. Nightmares returned with a ferocity that shook the villagers to their very core. Young men, now grown, found themselves plagued by torment and desire as the succubus rekindled her reign of debauchery. And lust, the village erupted into chaos as despair swallowed their hope. Families were torn asunder, relationships shattered by the temptations crafted by the succubus herself. The once united villagers now succumbed to their own inner demons, driven to madness under the relentless assault of the succubus's curse. Attempts to reseal the chamber proved futile, for its ancient runes had weakened over time. Unable to harness the full extent of the succubus's power, whispered prayers and desperate rituals offered no respite, as the demon reveled in the destruction she wrought upon the once thriving community. Darkness enveloped the village, its once vibrant streets shrouded in perpetual night. The succubus, her glamour and allure enhanced by her newfound strength, stood in the heart of the village square, delighting in the wails of despair, watching as the villagers turned on one another, consumed by their own insatiable desires. Not even the most valiant attempts to ward off the succubus could halt her vengeful conquest. The village's once great heroes fell one by one, overwhelmed by relentless temptation and seduction. The survivors, plagued by nightmares so vivid they blended with reality, found themselves trapped in a waking nightmare, their hope for salvation waning with the fading light. In the end, the once thriving village succumbed to the succubus's darkness. The last remnants of life whispered beneath the blackened clouds that swirled above the desolate town. Broken souls and shattered dreams were all that remained, a testament to the insidious power of a demon whose vengeance knew no bounds. And so, the village vanished from the annals of history, lost to time like a forgotten nightmare. Only whispers carried the tale of its tragic fate, serving as a chilling reminder to future generations of the power that resides in the darkest corners of temptation. The succubus, her malevolence sated for now, vanished into the shadows, returning to the depths from whence she came. Her haunting laughter echoed through the empty streets, a final farewell to the village she had forever condemned. Yet, somewhere in the echoes of that defeated village, a spark of resilience flickered. A fragment of hope remained, whispering of a day when a new generation, armed with ancient knowledge and unwavering determination, might rise from ashes and reclaim the village from the clutches of darkness. But for now, the succubus's reign endured, leaving a legacy etched upon the land, a tale of a village lost to the seductive grasp of a demons. Fury, a cautionary tale of the consequences when vengeance is awakened from eternal slumber.